what's up? I'm back. Alright, very important. This is something I'm going to try to do like once a month, and it's going to be of, I'm going to talk about a bodybuilding competitor that I feel like doesn't get enough, not so much maybe credit, but as much exposure, well, and sometimes not as much credit as they deserve. And today is about the one person that I'll tell you is my favorite competitor in class of physique, and that is Terrance Ruffin, aka Rough Diesel on Instagram. So first off, I just want to say, just to start, Terrance, I believe, placed sixth the 2017 Mr. Olympia, either 6th or 7th. I forgot. He's been in the top 10 twice now. He's been in the top twice now. But this past year, he was a part of the worst. The judging of the Olympia this past year was fucked up. Like how they had some people in first callouts and then booted them down to like 18th place and shit like that. There was some weird, across all the divisions they had problems like that. Men's physique, they had problems like that. It was weird. It didn't make any sense. Like you had people in like a top 8 call out and then you put them at like 14th place. And it was really odd because people weren't changed drastically between pre-judging and finals. But with Terrance, we look at the top 6, and if you don't remember, it was Breon, of course, Bumstead in 2nd, makes sense, George Pearson in 3rd, I don't really care for Pearson's physique, Henry Pierano, I can't pronounce your last name, dude, I know you're like French or something, he looks great though. I thought honestly he should have gotten 2nd over Bumstead, because his back double bicep was insane, but then Arash got 5th, and Danny Yunin, whose physique I actually like a lot, got 6th. I think Danny placed exactly where he should have. I don't think Arash should have been 5th. I think, let me explain this. I'll leave George Pearson out of it because I'm super biased because I just don't like his physique at all, so I can't critically judge him. So let's just say he stays in 3rd, right? In the call-out, in first call-out, they had all 6 of these guys, plus Steve Lorius, Regan Grimes, and Terrance. And Terrance was in the 5th place spot the entire time. And they put his ass in 12th. He was in like the top 8 call and they put his ass in 12th. Like, first off, Steve Weinberg is a really good judge. But do not tell me Regan Grimes or Steve Lorius look better than Terrance Ruffin. That is bullshit. I will pull up the photos and show you them side by side. Terrance, here's the thing, and this is what I want you to understand, I try to be as unbiased as I can be, is that Terrance is my favorite class physique guy. I think he's got the best fucking posing on the planet. But I'm not going to sit there and say he should have got first because I don't believe he should have. I think if you broke it down honestly, once again, keeping George where he is, then I think Terrance should have gotten 5th with the current judging. How I had it judging wise is I had Breon 1st, Henry in 2nd, Bumstead in 3rd, and Terrance in 4th. That's how I had it when I was watching pre-judging and finals. I think Terrance smoked Arash. I think he smoked him in every area. I mean, shit, Terrance fucking Ruffin is hitting a goddamn vacuum now. That's crazy. I didn't think that could do that shit, and he hit it off and he pulled it off perfectly. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous that they placed Lorius and Regan Grimes over Terrance, and all that is because of politics. All that is because of hype. All that is because they have gigantic followings. Now, the whole point of this video is to talk about Ruffin and his placing at the Olympias. I always feel he's been placed short. Let's just break it down and be completely honest. Terrance, if you see this video, I want you to know I respect you a lot, but everybody has weak points. So if you break down Terrance's weak points, it's his arms. You could add like a little bit more volume to his chest, but like that's it. That's all of his weak points. His back double biceps great. He's got the best legs in the division. He can hit a vacuum now, and he's got a small waist in general even without a vacuum. He's got great shoulders, great chest. I mean, his arms need to be a little bit bigger, especially if you stay next to someone like Breon, who's got those perfect softball biceps. But goddamn, like they've been just screwing Terrance year after year. So here's my idea. First and foremost, Terrance did something great this year. He put out the best routine we've seen in 20 years, probably, to the song Survivor, the remix from the Tomb Raider movie. I think that's what it was. I don't know. But he fucking killed it, and he went viral in the bodybuilding world, if that makes sense. So I think he jumped up like 50,000 followers or some shit, just because it was perfect, man. He gets up there and he brings his arm up and he's just, I'm a survivor, I'm gonna go get up. It was perfect. It was so good. Oh, it's so good. Gets me hyped every time I need, like, I don't know, I just want to get hyped up to go to the gym, or if I start thinking about posing routines, I always watch that just to get like, oh, it's so good. I don't know, it gets me excited. He's fantastic. So he went semi-viral in that, I think at the Toronto or Vancouver Pro. One of the two shows, they're both pretty big. Here's the thing I think Terrance needs to do. Terrance really yet to win a gigantic show. So you see like Steve Lorius won Pittsburgh. Regan Grimes won New York. They had good placings and there was a lot of hype for them going into the Miss Olympia. By the time Olympia was rolling down, people were talking about Lorius, Regan, Chris, and Breon. Nobody was really talking about Terrance, except for like me. That was it. And this is a weird industry that we're in, that you really got to compete either a lot or you got to win big shows to be relevant. And I really think the best thing for Terrance would be to go to Ohio and go and do the Arnold. Even if he takes like, even if Breon does it again and Ruffin takes like second or something. God damn, that would be so huge to be like, I placed second to the Mr. Olympia. I was this close. They had us duel it out, shit like that. But who knows? Maybe Breon doesn't do it this year and he wins it. Who knows? But Terrance really just needs to do a big show, or he needs to just get up there and be like, bitch, I'm going to win 5 shows back to back like Danny did. He needs to get up there and just either do a ton of shows that he wins all of them, and so people are like, holy shit, who is this guy? This guy's killing it. He might be a real contender. Or get up there and either go do the Arnold or Pittsburgh and New York. If you did both those, that would be great. I'm trying to think of what else shows have classic, because I don't think the Arnold Australia or Arnold Brazil have it. I don't know, but those 3 shows, if he did one of those and wound up winning, that would boost him up so much, and I think it would just really push the judges' eyes toward him the second he gets on stage. And I think people would stop looking at those overrated Instagram people like Lorius and Regan and look at Terrance and how flawless and for how young he is, the muscle maturity he has, and how good he looks and how amazing his posing, how polished and perfect his posing is. And I really think he just needs to get out there and do a big ass show. Even if he comes in second at the Arnold or third, like still that's huge. You saw Courage Opara, he did the Arnold, he came in third, and people were like, who the hell is this guy? That guy looks crazy. And if you took Ruffin and threw him into that mix, fuck, that would blow him up so much. And I know he could win the show. Like, if Breon doesn't show up, there's a 100% chance, I believe, that Terrance Ruffin wins that show. And I really think he's been screwed over so many times at the Olympia, and he deserves such higher placing. And that's not even my bias. It's looking at it from a critical judging standpoint. Like, I'm sorry, he beats Arash Rabar 9 out of 10 times, in my opinion. Like, pose by pose, Terrance wins the majority of that. He really does. I mean, because with a lot of poses, especially classic poses, you've seen Arash, his abs are pushing out like an open bodybuilder's nowadays. And it's not a good look, bro. Especially not in classic. But you see Terrance has his abs like are kind of like mine, where they kind of curve inward like that. And then he can hit a vacuum on top of that shit. And you just see him hit a side tricep. And then his abs just curve in and his triceps perfect. And fuck, he looks so good. And then like Arash does not compare to him. And everything from prejudging told us Terrance Ruffin's going to be in 4th place. And Arash is going to be in 5th place or 6th. That's everything that prejudging told us, and that Steve and Regan would be probably like 7th, 8th, which I really disagree with that. But this isn't the point of this. But God, you look at that Olympia prejudging, and Terrance is right there, and you're like, holy shit, they're finally going to put him in the top 5 like they should. And then they screw him over again. And then they put him in 12th. and I went to the Olympia website, saw the official photographer's photos, because I wanted to see maybe my viewing of it was bias. Maybe that I didn't see it clearly on the video. And then I pulled up the photos and the comparisons and shit like that. No. Terrance Ruffin should have gotten 4th place. That's how they had him placed in the lineup. It doesn't make any sense. And I think it's all because of a mixture of politics and hype. And I think Terrance, I love you to hell, dude. Like, you're humble as shit and you're an amazing poser. I think if Terrance went and did an Arnold or a New York or a Pittsburgh, I think he kills it. I think he wins the show. And I think he bumps up into the top 5 at Olympia. Just because the judges will be forced to look at him and be like, that's the Arnold Classic winner, or that's the guy who won Pittsburgh, or that's the guy who won New York. Or fuck it, go do 6 small shows. Be like, that's the guy who won like Legion, that's the guy who won Kentucky, that's the guy who won this. Like, you rattle off 5 things like Danny Union, and Danny Union got the nod. Politics are really hard to talk about in this competitive, I hate calling it a sport, in this competitive industry that we're in. And I really just, if you look at it critically, I think that's the only thing holding Terrance back, is he really needs to get out there and do just bigger shows, plain and simple. Terrance, if you're watching this, buddy, love you, dude. I'd love to do a podcast with you or work out with you. Just even pick your brain a little bit. But my only advice would be just, dude, get in the Arnold. I know you got a great coach. Talk to him about it. Get in the Arnold, get in New York, get in Pittsburgh, get in something big. You did a pretty good show this year. It was either, I think it was Vancouver. I don't remember. Vancouver or Toronto. But you did a good show. And you got a lot of notice from that. You just need to do a next step up and do a bigger one. And I think that drastically helps his placing. So, that's my opinion. That's what I believe. If you don't know who Terrance Ruffin is, go follow him on Instagram. His Instagram is roughdiesel. And man, if you need help on posing, anything like that, I think you can contact him. And he'll do Skype posing sessions with you. And he's a solid guy. He's honest and he's smart. And he's the best guy alive on posing. I think he's better than Kai Green. Artistically, he's drastically better than Kai. Kai dances a little bit more, but artistically, I think Terrance is the best poser on the planet currently. So go give him a follow. If you like this video, give it a like. If you like me, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I post shit like this every now and then. I'm trying to get more consistent. I'm sorry. And I'll see you guys next time.